Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we going on? Got a little settlement tour for you today. We'll take a little break from Nuka World. Get up a settlement that I've had done for a little while. Quite happy with what I've got going on here. So we'll get back to the Nuka World stuff fairly soon. Thinking possibly a video of one of these zones being cleared out, something like that. Got a couple of other ideas as well. Some plans for the settlement in there. Which I'm actually shifting over from somewhere else, I think, but it should be good anyway. If I can get it to come out the way I think it will. So, we're at Red Rocket Truck Stop, just in case you can't tell, because it's looking a little different these days. The idea behind this particular settlement was I was working on Sanctuary, and I realised quite early on that I was getting inundated with Brahmin and provisioners, just like this fellow's running right at me now. Yeah, so I had a lot of Brahmin hanging around, a lot of provisioners, and I realised this was going to get very irritating very quickly, especially in a settlement I've got big plans for. So, at the time I didn't have much planned for Red Rocket, so I thought, I'll keep it nice and simple, I'll send everybody to Red Rocket, and then just have one little supply line connecting Red Rocket up to Sanctuary. Keep things nice, tidy and simple. So expanding out from that idea, I thought, well, my big plan for Sanctuary is basically to build the largest settlement there I can, make it, a diamond city of the Northern Commonwealth. Oh, gee, I've stuck Brahman again. Yeah, diamond city of the Northern Commonwealth, big city up there, biggest settlement around attempt. So, I'm a long way from that now, but we'll get there eventually. What I've done here, however, was thinking, if Sanctuary's my diamond city equivalent, or maybe Red Rocket, as the focus for my provisioners, should be a caravan-based settlement. So something along the lines of Bunker Hill. So with that idea in mind, I've built up a settlement around there. We've got a nice secure settlement, protected by the Minutemen, run and operated by them. And it's dominated by traders, provisioners, that sort of thing. We've got a few farmers in there for the essential supplies. But it's a place where the caravanners and the provisioners can kick back, chill out and enjoy a bit of a break from the road. So, let's have a look around without too much further ado. So we've got the main gate here. We're actually just south of Sanctuary, north of Red Rocket here. So this is the way you'd first come in when you're just starting out. And we've got a couple of guard towers, some Minuteman flags. Bit of a faff to get everything to glitch into place just right with the gates and make sure they were the right height and everything. Make sure things didn't look ridiculously tall or ridiculously short. But we got it all in place eventually. Bit of judicious use of rug and pillar try that again in English. Rug and pillar glitch. And I've set it up so that I've got each individual guard house has 3 guard posts in it and 1 guard manning all 3. Which turned out to be a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, as it turns out, if you put all the guard posts in first, which you may well have known, but it took me a minute to work out, and then try and assign settlers afterwards, they'll randomly pick which guard post they go to. So they'll go to the one you assign them to, and then 2 others. So I'd have somebody assigned to one in here who just automatically assign themselves to one over there and one somewhere over here. Which was not what I wanted. I wanted 1 person for each tower, despite the fact they're connected in the middle. They look a lot smarter that way anyway. So yeah, I had to take all the guard posts I'd put in, because I'd done all that by then, out again, which required some very careful positioning to get them in the first place, so I was quite peeved about that. It was quite a tight fit in those shack wall and roofs. I really like those though. Nice lookout view from them, nice balconies. So yeah. And as I built up the settlers over time, I'd equip them, put 3 in, assign them to 1, and they'd attach to the other 3. So that was all of them assigned. And then, when I had the next one, put the next 3 in, and repeat right the way around. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guard towers, so that was a bit of a faff to do. Anyway, moving on from my ramble, let's go and actually have a look at one of these guard towers. So, in we go. As I say, it's a pretty tight squeeze to get these in. They glitch in quite nicely. I've actually rug glitched them in because they have the habit of sitting a little bit too far up at the top of the stairs, and they wouldn't go far enough forward without help from the rug glitch. So I rug glitched them in so they just sit nicely on the floor, because my guards wouldn't come up the stairs and then step onto them as they were. So when I took the rugs away and they sunk down that ever so slight fraction, it went quite nicely. So they'll actually come up here and do what they're supposed to, even though somebody's actually gone AWOL from here. So yeah, we can come out of a Shufty, slightly rickety floors here. I like the look of it. There we go, here's one of our guards. Fedora, assault rifle, combat armour, military fatigues. I had a bit of a run around to find the military fatigues, but I had to go to make several trips to Diamond City at the time for wood, so I just picked it up from Fallon's each time I was there. So, as I said, it's a big settlement place, so we've got our Bunker Hill trading spot, somewhere for them to chill out. And you'll probably see the spot in the thumbnail I'm going to put up, because I've got a really good picture here. We've got a little bunkhouse for our caravanners to kip in, for those who are just passing through as opposed to the permanent residents. Some barrels and stored goods around. I like the pieces here clip on nicely and don't stick out that far, but I wanted some supports there, so barn pieces there to give them a little bit of extra support. I'm just going to have a quick Shufty up here. Oh joy, a Brahmin in the bunkhouse, I suppose. Wondered where that was. Yeah, and just to make sure we're covered from this side, because we have an attack spawn point just over here. Got a couple of machine gun turrets on the side. The guard towers actually provide plenty of defence on this place, but just as the spawn point's over there, I wanted some firepower on that side. There we go, that's our Brahmin. So yep, we have another guardhouse here. This one was a bit of a pain because the way the ground rises on that side, and with the hedge right here, which is effectively a solid wall, not the hedge, but anyway, it was a bit of a nightmare to get that to just sit in, so I had to use rug and pillar glitch on the whole damn building after I built it and move it in. It was a little obstinate on that point. Got our junk fences sat nicely together. Thank you very much for the rug and pillar glitch again. There's actually hundreds of little rugs all around the wall, just buried into the ground. Have a look round on this side. I've used the Nuka-Cola sign as my little entrance to the farm. There's a nice bit of dirt on this side, right up to the edge of the settlement limit here. So I put the fence as far out as I could. It doesn't look it from this side, but it's actually quite a long drop on the other side of it. We've got our mute fruit, our corn and our potatoes, and I've got the pumps rigged up as a sort of irrigation system, so it keeps them out of the way as well for the water. This is our friendly neighbourhood Red Rocket robot, zooming around on his Robobane treads, his Gatling laser and his club. He's a bit of a nutbag, but he's a friendly individual. Thought he gave the place a bit of character. I've turned the voices off so they're not shouting at me all the time, so that's why you can't hear him. There we go. I was thinking of building a few medical facilities around. I had a big hospital build plan, which I've actually finished off, so I'll do a tour of that at some point. But this is my sort of pre-trial run. Thought I'd use the metal pieces for this one. Make it a little bit different. Got our doctor in his clinic here with his somewhat grotty lab coat on. I want this place to look a little ramshackle, a little back alley doctoring, which is why we've got a dining table for a operating surface. Not very hygienic, but wasn't meant to look that good. It was supposed to be rough and ready. And some lamps just shoved in there for lighting. I haven't junk decorated. I may do at some point, but yeah, it kind of bores me, so you get the vibe without really needing to do too much of it anyway. I've done a little bit in my other settlement that's got a really good hospital in it, which I will show you soon, so I'm really happy with that as well. Got a little bit of a psychotherapy space here, which for some reason I didn't put in the other one. Should have done really. Oh well. If we nip around to the outside, I did say it was rough and ready, we've got our recovery rooms. So we've actually got some storage here. Again, needs junk decorating, but storage space. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little bedrooms for recovering patients, assuming they ever recover from being operated on downstairs anyway. Some bedside cabinets, a little bit of decoration. Chair there for anyone who wants to visit. Yeah, that's my Red Rocket Surgery Centre. Coming under here, I've got lots of I can't even remember what those things are called now. The lights that you can program the colours on anyway. Got some of those up there because I wanted a bit of a Diamond City Market vibe. It's got a very distinct colour, so we've got red and blue going on. I'll show you this at night in a bit because it looks really good. And, yeah, we've got our level 3 vendors put on here, apart from the clinic anyway, which had to kind of go in the clinic, and our restaurant, which I'll show you in a minute. In fact, I'll probably do that now. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem trying to get this one to go into place with this thing hanging down that you can't remove, but we worked around it. Glitched in some windows from the warehouse tab. They're basically greenhouse windows, just pillar glitched rather, straight into the holes, and those blocked up quite nicely. I'm really happy with that. The chop shop bar is open, kind of had to be given it's Red Rocket. Let's go and have a shifty around inside. Jukebox. These tables are actually the ones that were already in place. I've just put some stools around them. You can't scrap them or anything, so I thought we might as well make use of them. And rug glitched the bar in, which was very obstinate. Possibly something to do with that cash register that I didn't want to remove. So I left it there so it's just sat on the bar, which I'm really happy with how that worked out. It's actually the first one I put a trader in. A couple of stools there. We've got his little still in the back there for distilling his spirits, and a couple of machines, Nuka-Cola and such. This is the original cupboards that were here. I didn't want to get rid of the ham radio. I wanted to keep a few of the original features around where I could. So, yep, original desk and stuff down the end there. Just stuck a bed in here. So I wanted the barman to have somewhere close by to sleep. And, well, I was building it, needed somewhere to sleep as well. So we've got cigarettes. Very bad habit. There we go. One I should kick myself, but I probably won't, let's face it. Jukebox. I love these new cola posters. They're really cool. The pin-up girls. Wouldn't mind one of those for my place. So I've got a few of those around. Yeah, that's our chop shop bar. Excuse me. The little workshop, I've still got the workbenches and stuff in here, but I don't really use it, so I keep it closed off. I've glitched a door in here, just because it really needed a door. Actually saying that, this one's glitched in as well. Nice easy trick to do, which I may well show you at some point, if you don't know. Go in and have a look at the, let's back up, the flop house. Just basically where all the permanent settlers, permanent residents here sleep, the guards and the traders. The travelling traders have got their sleeping bags over on the other side. We've got some bedding and some places to keep their clothes and whatnot. And we've got another room upstairs, which I'm quite happy with as well. Quite like the little centre unit here. Just shoved some furniture together. It's just what it's supposed to look like anyway. A couple of lamps. Quite enjoyed using the fabric roofs, just for a bit of a change. I usually use the corrugated sloped roofs, but I thought I'd do something a bit different. Got some more posters up here. I really like the other style actually, the ones that actually sort of self-illuminate, lights on the inside. They're a right pain because you've got to directly wire them in, whereas these ones just work like ordinary lights. So I tend to use these out of, to be honest, laziness. But they look good and I like it. And we've got some plants around to give the place a little bit of colour, a little bit of life. I should really put a railing on there. Right, having a look round here. I'll zoom back round here. I wanted to make use of the space on the top, but I didn't want to overdo it. So I used the scaffolding pieces, built ourselves a little ramp up there. Stuck a Minuteman, I assume it's a Minuteman related statue. I'm not really sure. My US history is like next to non-existent, so I'm sure somebody can correct me on that. This was the original sign. I thought about scrapping it, but I just kind of moved it around and kept shifting it out of my way while I was doing things. So I'll have a zoom upstairs and have a look at my rooftop area. Took a bit of fiddling to get it into place, but we got there. To glitch the radar poles into the corner. Actually, I think they just sat in quite nicely, but I did want to find a better way of supporting it than that, but scaffolding pieces, something like that, but just really wasn't happy with the results. So this is not perfect, but it'll do. So we've got a little rooftop bar and picnic area, sort of barbecue area. Some Vault-Tec Baltic DLC, I should say. Coffee shop, table and chairs there. A little bit of illumination. I've gone for a very orange lighting theme, which again, when I show you at night, you'll be able to see a lot more clearly. So, I've got a little grill around here. Not really use this space too much. Oh dear, I've forgotten to take that away. Oh dear. Yeah, I was using that as a place to set up the lights, so I had to do them one by one. I can't for the life of me remember where I saw the video to show me how to do this, but it's a bit redundant now. We've got the poles from Nuka World anyway. But radar spike pole and a Minuteman fire glitched onto the top of it and positioned in. So if you YouTube it, you'll be able to find out how to do that. Unfortunately, this sticks straight out like they're made of wood. But you got to do what you got to do. It was pre-Nuka World, so I didn't have the option to use the flags they've got in there. Flags on poles, I should say. Bit of a mismatch of furniture, but I like the effect of it. Our recruitment beacon, which is now redundant because I've fully staffed the area, but I like where it is and it served me well, so it's still there. This is our little power generation room, which I've done in a couple of settlements. Dead simple, nice places to run the wires out of. Just have a quick Shufty inside. Red Voltec light there just to warn that it's a dangerous place, along with the signs. And we've got some medium generators, because they're just a bit quieter than everything else, so works out quite well. Everything's rigged up. We've got some very low conduits here. That's annoying, it would be raining, wouldn't it? Yeah, some very low conduits are actually providing the power to the main building here. Thank you. Didn't think that was going to play ball then. This is very annoying. Anyway, we'll have a zoom downstairs. This is taking longer than I thought it would. What a surprise. Brahmin trough, just to keep him out of the way. I didn't actually want a Brahmin here, but I can't send him anywhere else. I suppose I could shoot him, but it might go down badly with my settlers. This area here tends to be where all the provisioners congregate. I don't know why. A lot of them come via Abernathy, which is just over that way, so this gets a lot of use. A few on the other side, but they all seem to congregate on this corner for some reason. So I thought I'll leave the cooking station in, we'll put some seating around, give them somewhere to chill out. And they don't look like they're just standing in a corner. A load of storage, things the provisioners have moved around, or I like to think they have. Some privies, that was a bit of an afterthought, but I thought this many people, they're going to want somewhere to do the business. So there we go. This is... oh, somebody's shooting somebody, probably my provisioners. They're all well equipped, they'll be fine. Just wanted to cover up a little bit of tatty ground there, so I've took some bins down. That's basically what I use this for. Another one of my guard towers. See if our friendly neighbourhood sentry's there. Here he is. No actual spawn points for enemies on this side, but it didn't look complete without something in this corner, so we put one out here. And I believe that's most everything. I'll take a quick Shufty around the walls. It's just junk fences, rug glitch together, rug and pillar glitch. A bit more glitching going on here, just to make sure everything sits together quite nicely. As you may know, if you don't use the rug glitch, there tend to be big gaps in there because you can't actually sit them that close together and it looks ridiculous. So, despite the other wall building techniques I've got, the spaces here is actually quite limited, so I wanted to keep it relatively simple and it looks nice and secure and fairly junky, and that's the wrong gate. Yeah, we've got a little fireplace for the guys hanging out around it, very happy with that. Zoom out this way. Yeah, what I wanted to show you with the walls, it's just this little section around this side, it's right on the settlement build limit. But you've got either the stones here keeping you out of the way, or in fact you're so low down, those walls just tower over you. Even a super mutant's can have a job shooting over those. Come on, run halfway at Concord to do this. Again, even here where it's at its lowest point really, oh, it's very low, isn't it? You're coming uphill, so it provides a nice little defensive position. The settlement build limit on this side actually runs quite a bit further out, somewhere sort of down here really. But I didn't want to have this slope to contend with, so I pulled the walls back a little bit, but we're happy with the result. Anyway, that's my Red Rocket truck stop, Red Rocket caravan station. So I'll just switch it over, and you can have a quick look around it at night. You're getting an idea of what it looks like there. Okay, so it's just after midnight. We have a quick look from the outside, just see what you can see from the north as you come at it. The rocket's quite well lit up, got a little bit of a glow hanging over the place. Come inside. See what I've achieved with my red and blue lighting. They're all on the brightest setting because it's quite a big open outside space, so it really needed to be to put out enough light. I did want a slightly darker colour, but it was just too dingy if I did that. I'm quite happy with the colourful look of it. The place actually looks quite bright considering it's midnight, but there we go. Pretty stars. And the moon, which apparently looks slightly different. But yeah. Anyway, so I thought we have to have some lighting here because it's a medical centre, and falling down the stairs and breaking your neck would just be too terribly ironic. Nice well lit up spot. Nobody around, but I do like the effect. I had to cheat a little bit with the wiring on this and glitch them in, but still, we like the results. That's actually one of the vault lights. One of the few that puts out any light. It's not too bright. Shut up. I think there's actually, yeah, there is. You can just about see it on the edge. There's a light that doesn't work buried under that. There we go, one of those. But it hides it quite nicely. Whereas oddly, this one does work, although it's got no bulbs in it. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, it's still got a security cam there. Nice view of the top of the bar. Yeah, we've also got a bit more of the lighting over that side as well. The fireplace looks quite cool at night. If I hang around here for too much longer, the place will just fill up with traders. So they'll all be hanging out here. I had about 3 or 4 at one stage, just hanging here at once. They normally do it in Sanctuary to me, where I've got even less space for them. But it is my main settlement, so I suppose that's the price I have to pay if I want my things looking the way I want them. So yeah, I had a bit of a nightmare trying to get the right coloured lighting here, because I wanted it to complement the oil lamps without actually being oil lamps. So I used apparently just the one orange lamp. As I say, I'm not completely happy with it, but it does look alright. If you don't look too closely. Can only do so much. Yeah. Fireplace over here. Actually, this one's in when you arrive. Wish we could put like breeze blocks around our own ones. That'd be quite cool. Anyway, that's my Red Rocket truck stop. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've seen some things you like. Might want to give a go yourself. It's all reasonably simple. If there's anything you'd like to know how to do, you're not sure about, by all means give me a shout in the comments. Do enjoy getting feedback, thoughts, and if anybody wants to know how to do anything, I'll be only too happy to let you know. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, as always, like and subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will speak to you again soon. Thank you very much.